Henry Ford is remembered as the man who put America on wheels. That is the simple story, but simple stories hide big truths. Long before cars filled roads and cities spread outward, Henry Ford changed something far more important than transportation. He changed how humans live inside time, and once that change happened, there was no going back. Before Ford, life moved at many speeds. Farmers worked with the sun. Craftsmen worked until the job felt finished. Shopkeepers opened when they arrived and closed when they were tired. Time was real, but it was loose. It followed people, not machines. Ford reversed that relationship. Inside his factories, time became strict. It was measured, sliced, counted, and enforced. Minutes mattered. Seconds mattered. Being late was not a small mistake. It was failure. For the first time in history, human life had to move at the speed of metal. This did not happen all at once. At the start of the 1900s, factories already existed, but they were still messy. Skilled workers built whole products. Each person controlled their pace. Ford saw this as waste, not moral waste, time waste. He believed efficiency was the highest good. Ford introduced a moving assembly line. The product moved, not the worker. Each worker did one tiny task, over and over. No thinking, no deciding, just repeating. The machine set the rhythm. Humans followed. Production exploded. Cars that once took days to build were finished in hours. Prices dropped. Ordinary people could afford vehicles. The world celebrated Ford as a genius, and in many ways, he was. But something else was happening quietly. Workers were being trained. Not trained to think, trained to obey time. The human body adjusted first. Muscles learned repetition. Hands moved without thought. The mind learned to endure boredom. Workers stopped asking how long a task should take. The clock answered for them. This was new. For thousands of years, humans worked until something was done. Now they worked until time ran out. Effort was no longer measured by completion, but by hours survived. To keep workers from leaving, Ford did something shocking. He paid $5 a day, more than double the average wage. People were shocked. Newspapers called him reckless. But Ford was not being kind. He was being practical. Workers who earn enough stay. Staying meant accepting the system. Soon, workers shaped their lives around factory time. They slept earlier, ate faster, planned weekends. Life became blocks of hours. Morning shift, evening shift, payday. Time became money in a very real way. And once time became money, wasting time felt like sin. Ford's system did not stay inside factories. It escaped. Schools copied it first. Bells rang, classes started and stopped on schedule. Children learned to sit still, listen quietly, and move when told. Education stopped being about curiosity and became preparation for work. Students were trained long before employment. Cities adapted next. Buses ran on schedules, offices opened at fixed hours. Lunch breaks were timed. Life synchronized itself to clocks. Being late became shameful. The factory trained society. Ford believed discipline created freedom. If people were efficient, they would have more time. But the opposite happened. Efficiency raised expectations. More work filled the gap. Time never returned to the individual. Instead, pressure increased. People learned to rush even when nothing was chasing them. Rest began to feel unearned. Stillness felt wrong. Productivity became moral. This was not planned cruelty. It was system logic. Ford did not invent greed or control. He built a machine that rewarded speed, repetition, and obedience. Those traits spread because they worked. Governments liked predictable citizens. Companies liked reliable workers. Markets liked cheap goods. Everyone benefited, at least at first. But the cost was invisible. Creativity separated from labor. Thinking moved upward. Doing moved downward. Most people spent their lives executing decisions made elsewhere. Many felt tired without knowing why. They were not physically exhausted. They were time exhausted. Even leisure changed. Vacations were scheduled. Fun was planned. Relaxation had limits. Weekends ended with dread. Sundays felt heavy. The clock followed people home. As offices replaced factories, the system did not disappear. It evolved. Computers replaced conveyor belts. Meetings replaced whistles. Deadlines replaced time cards. but the rhythm stayed. Modern humans still wake up to alarms, still measure worth by output, still feel guilt when resting, still rush through moments that do not need speed. Henry Ford's factory trained us for this life. It trained humans to live inside systems instead of environments, to follow schedules instead of bodies, to value efficiency over meaning. This does not mean Ford was evil. He believed he was improving life. In many ways, he did. Poverty decreased, access increased, comfort spread. But systems do not stop when they succeed. They expand. Today, we carry the factory in our pockets. Notifications ring like bells. Apps track time. Productivity tools measure effort. Even rest is optimized. The clock has become invisible, and that's its greatest power. We no longer ask who controls time. We assume it controls us. Henry Ford did not just build cars. He built modern humans. Humans who live by schedules. Humans who feel busy even when still. Humans who measure life in hours. We still live on his clock, and most of us never notice it ticking.